medicine in healthcare, which is actually a series, is one in the series which we have been doing on Ayush system medicine, covering different aspects of Ayurveda medicine and Unani medicine. And these have been very successful webinars. And in the same series, we are doing this webinar on the Unani medicine system of medicine. How do we integrate in the healthcare delivery system? So without wasting much time, I would request our President, Sir, Shri Pradeep Multani ji, to present his welcome address and presidential remark to all of us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nasser. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of PhD Chamber, I would like to welcome our chief guest, Professor Asim Ali Khan, Advisor Unani and Director General, CCRUM, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, and a special guest, Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri Vaidya Devendra Trigunaji, Patron of Amam and President of All India Ayurveda Congress and Ayurveda Mahasammelan. I would also like to welcome our today's eminent speakers, Dr. Mohammad Khalid, Assistant Drug Controller, Government of NCT of Delhi, Dr. Ghazala Javed, Research Officer Unani, Scientist, CCRUM, Ministry of Ayush. We are also joined today by Dr. Rajiv Rai, Chair Ayush Committee and Head Research, Dabur India Limited, Mr. Jitendra Sodhi, Co-Chair Ayush Committee and Managing Director Ayush Hubs Private Limited, and Dr. Santosh Joshi, Co-Chair Ayush Committee and Senior General Manager, Hamdard Laboratories India, and today's session moderator, Dr. Samir. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chamber has been working as a catalyst for the promotion of Indian industry, trade, and entrepreneurship for the past 117 years. It is a forward-looking, proactive, and dynamic pan-India apex organization. As a partner in progress with industry and government, PhD Chamber, with a special focus on MSMEs and large companies, reaches out to 150,000 businesses. It works at the grassroots level with strong national and international linkages for propelling progress, harmony, and integrated development of the Indian economy. Unani system of medicine is based on the specific principles put forward by Hippocrates, the Greek physician. He was the first person to establish that disease is a natural process. Its symptoms are the reactions of the body to the disease, and that the main function of the physician is to aid the natural forces of the body. Unani medicine gives more importance to maintenance of health and prevention of disease. In a completely healthy person, it prescribes lifestyle, diet, and environment appropriate for his or her temperament, while in healthy but weak persons or healthy persons who have become vulnerable to disease, special diets, non-drug manipulations or regimens, and even drugs are prescribed to maintain health and prevent disease. With its wide network of quality educational institutions, comprehensive healthcare facilities, research institutions, and quality drug manufacturing industries, and its utilization by a large number of people for their healthcare needs, India has emerged as a global leader in the Unani system of medicine. The Government of India facilitated the growth and development of Unani medicines by recognizing its utility and scope and integrated it into healthcare delivery system. At present, Unani system of medicine, with its own recognized practitioners, hospitals, and education and research institutions, forms an integral part of the national healthcare delivery system. The Government of India is providing increasing support and funds for the manifold development of Unani medicine, as well as other indigenous medical systems, to have the fullest advantage of these systems in healthcare delivery of the masses. There is no doubt that the Unani system of medicine has been accepted worldwide because it is efficacious, affordable, easily accessible, and free from severe side effects. It is need of the hour to establish.
Triguna ji ने join कर लिया क्या? Triguna ji ने?
Yeah, Triguna ji ने join कर लिया. Please be muted. Thank you. Triguna ji, welcome, sir.
Namaskar, Multani.
Namaskar, sir. It is indeed need of the hour to establish herbal strategies in order to support the Greco-Arab medicine globally. I am of the firm opinion that the Unani system has an exceptional potential to become a global healthcare system, and it has to be strengthened worldwide by the efforts of government, health policymakers, and agencies to ensure its overall upgradation, standardization, and improvement in order to provide a promising medical healthcare system in the current challenging diseases, which are also manifesting themselves in many different ways, like new variant of COVID. Today, we have been joined by eminent dignitaries from Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, and from Government of NCT of Delhi to discuss and deliberate on bringing Unani medicines into the mainstream healthcare delivery system. Me, in the capacity of President of PhD Chambers, and also since I belong to the Ayush system, I would like to assure all my Unani brothers, because that we at PhD are committed to promoting the Ayush system, and Unani is an important part of that. Fortunately, we have outstanding people and experts in Professor Asim Ali Khan Sahab, Dr. Mohammed Khalid Ji, and Dr. Ghazla Javed. I will urge and request all three of you and all our Unani brothers, please do avail of me being the president of the chamber. Whatever we can do, we will do to promote the Ayush system, which has Unani as an important part of it. Again, on behalf of PhD Chamber, I once again welcome you all and seek your active participation on this important discussion. Thank you, Jai Hind, and God bless us all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your welcome address, sir. Now, on behalf of PhD Chamber, once again, we would like to welcome, स्वागत करता हूं पद्म भूषण वैद्य देवेंद्र त्रिगुना जी का, who has been a patriarch for the Indian Ayurveda system and the patron of Hamam and president of All India Ayurvedic Congress and Ayurveda Mahasammelan. त्रिगुना जी नमस्कार, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. मैं इनवाइट करना चाहता हूं आपको फॉर आपके काइंड रिमार्क्स के लिए फॉर ऑल आवर पैनलिस्ट्स एंड डेलीगेट्स. ओवर टू यू सर.
प्रदीप मुल्तानी जी, सहगल जी, हमारे पीएचडी चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स के सारी जो टीम है, जो कि इतना लगातार इतने दिन से बहुत मेहनत कर रही है, सीसीआरएम के डायरेक्टर जनरल डॉक्टर साहब असलम जी, उनके जो ड्रग इंचार्ज हैं दिल्ली एनसीआर के, और हमारे जो यूनानी के आयुर्वेद के जो सब लोग इस वेबिनार के माध्यम से सब जो जुड़े हैं आयुष के, मुझे खुशी है कि आज फिर प्रसन्नता है अपना कि हम आज यूनानी सिस्टम के ऊपर पीएचडी चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स से एक ये वेबिनार कर रहे हैं. मेरा अपना ये मानना है कि यूनानी सिस्टम मेडिसिन भी उतनी ही पॉपुलर है, ना कि देश में, पूरे बाहर के देशों में भी, क्योंकि यूनानी और आयुर्वेद में के फंडामेंटल्स में कोई विशेष फर्क नहीं है. ठीक है, कभी आज से हो सकता है 1000 साल पहले और उससे पहले भी यूनान से आई, लेकिन आज यूनान में, ग्रीस में या जहाँ भी इन देशों में या इजिप्ट में यूनानी को ज्यादा प्रचलित नहीं है, लेकिन भारत में यूनानी की जड़ें उसी तरह मजबूत है जिस प्रकार आयुर्वेद की. तो मैं ये जरूर कहना चाहूंगा कि हमारे जितने भी आयुर्वेद के जो यूनानी के जितने भी हमारे चाहे ग्रेजुएट्स हैं चाहे पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट्स हैं, हमारे डायरेक्टर जनरल जो हैं सीसीआरएम के, हमारे यूनानी के कॉलेज के प्रोफेसर्स, टीचर्स और सब जो लोग इससे जुड़े हुए हैं, कि यूनानी पद्धति को यूनानी के माध्यम से अगर हम पूरे विश्व में लोगों की हम स्वास्थ्य की दृष्टि से अगर सेवा करना चाहते हैं, जो कि हम कर रहे हैं, जिस प्रकार हमने कोविड में भी देखा कि यूनानी पद्धति का कितना लाभ हुआ, जैसे आयुर्वेद से हुआ, योग से हुआ, तो हमको यह कॉलेजेस में ये विश्वास दिलाना होगा, इस प्रकार की शिक्षा देनी होगी यूनानी के कॉलेजेस में, कि वहां से जो ग्रेजुएट वहां से पढ़कर निकले उसको यूनानी चिकित्सा का अच्छा ज्ञान हो, उसको गर्व हो कि मैं यूनानी का ग्रेजुएट हूँ, मैं यूनानी का पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट हूँ, और मैं जब समाज में, मार्केट में लोगों की सेवा के लिए, स्वास्थ्य के लिए जाऊंगा तो मैं यूनानी की चिकित्सा करूंगा. उसको ये गर्व हो कहने में कि मैं हकीम हूँ. डॉक्टर शब्द आप कहे, मैं आयुर्वेद के प्लेटफॉर्म से सब जगह बोलता हूँ कि हमको वैद्य कहने में गर्व होना चाहिए. आप प्रोफेसर हैं, आप अपने को प्रोफेसर कह सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर आपको हकीम साथ में शब्द लगाते हैं तो उससे समाज में लोगों को पता लगता है कि आप यूनानी के चिकित्सक हैं, आप यूनानी के ग्रेजुएट हैं या पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट हैं, और उससे पब्लिक में, लोगों के अंदर अवेयरनेस बढ़ेगी, लोगों में विश्वास बढ़ेगा, और यूनानी की जितनी भी कंपनियां हैं वो तभी यूनानी की ज्यादा कंपनियां और खुलेंगी जब यूनानी चिकित्सा की औषधियाँ ज़्यादा बिकेंगी, ज़्यादा लोग इस्तेमाल करेंगे, यूनानी का ग्रेजुएट तो है या जो हमारे हकीम लोग हैं, चिकित्सक लोग हैं, वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा यूनानी की चिकित्सा करें, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अच्छी रिसर्च हो। रिसर्च काउंसिल अच्छा काम कर रही है, मैंने खुद देखा जब से डॉक्टर असलम जी आए हैं, वो काफ़ी मेहनत भी कर रहे हैं। लेकिन मैं पुनः एक दफ़ा उनकी, मैं पिछले साल गया भी था और मैंने ये दोहराया था कि हमारा जो यूनानी का जो ग्रेजुएट और पीजी वहाँ से पढ़ के निकले, वो अच्छे से अच्छा यूनानी की वहाँ से हॉस्पिटल में, कॉलेजेस में, वहाँ अच्छी चिकित्सा ले, अच्छा चिकित्सा का ज्ञान ले, और ताकि वो जब वहाँ समाज में जाकर बैठे तो अच्छी यूनानी की चिकित्सा करे। आयुर्वेद और यूनानी के जितने भी रॉ ड्रग्स हैं, द्रव्य गुण के जितने भी हैं, उन सब में कोई विशेष फर्क नहीं है, थोड़ा यूनानी के अपने हैं, वो उससे हम आयुर्वेद वाले भी उसको इस्तेमाल करते हैं और उससे बहुत विशेष लाभ भी होता है। तो मैं पुनः विशेष करके जो हमारे डायरेक्टर जनरल हैं डॉक्टर असलम जी, उनको मैं बधाई देता हूं कि वो उन्होंने इस प्रकार के कार्यक्रम करवा रहे हैं और इस तरह को होने चाहिए, ना कि पीएचडी चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स से, लेकिन हमारी मिनिस्ट्री के माध्यम से, हमारे सीसीआरएम के माध्यम से, और ताकि समाज के अंदर, ना कि देश में और अनेक देशों में जहाँ जहाँ ये सिस्टम फैल रहा है, और हमारे कुछ एमओयू होने चाहिए हमारे भारत सरकार के अन्य देशों से, यूनिवर्सिटी से, ताकि हमारे जो यूनानी का जो ग्रेजुएट है उसका एक भविष्य अच्छा हो, वो विदेशों में जाके वहाँ चिकित्सा करे और यूनानी, आयुर्वेद और अन्य आयुष पद्धतियाँ पूरे विश्व में एक अच्छा स्वास्थ्य का हम उनको स्वास्थ्य दें, ऐसा मेरा अपना मानना है। मैं पुनः पीएचडी चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स का धन्यवाद करता हूं कि मैं आपके माध्यम से जुड़ा। नमस्कार।
धन्यवाद सर। सर, आपका जब भी आप हम लोगों को संबोधित करते हैं तो ये हमारे लिए एक मार्गदर्शन ही होता है और हमारे लिए हमेशा मार्गदर्शन रहा है और आगे रहेगा भी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। Now sir, I would like our chief guest for the day, Professor Asim Ali Khan Sahab, the advisor Unani and Director General of CCRUM, Ministry of Ayush, to present his vision and thought on the subject. How do we think it and how do we take it forward? Over to you, Professor Sahab.
Thank you so much, Jamal Sahab. A very respected Padma Bhushan Vaidya Devendra Tribhunar Sahib, who is the patron of Awam and president of All India Ayurveda Congress and Ayurveda Mahasammelan. Pradeep Multani Sahib, the president, PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry and chairman, Multani Pharmaceuticals Limited. Mr. Saket Daimia Sahib, the senior vice president, PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industries. Mr. Sanjeev Agarwal ji, Rajiv Rai Sahib, SPS Bakshi ji, Jitendra Sodhi Sahib. Our speakers for today, Dr. Ghazala Javed, who is the research officer in Nani Scientist Level 4 in CCRUM, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Dr. Muhammad Khalid, Assistant Drug Controller, Government of NCT of Delhi. And Dr. Santosh Joshi, who is the Senior General Manager, Hamdard Laboratories, India, the Drug Division. What Tribhunar Sahib was suggesting, we have been hearing Tribhunar Sahib many times, particularly when he comes to the Unani Day, which we organize in last 3 years. We have been organizing in Vigyan Bhavan at a very mega level. And we always have been benefited by his suggestions and guidance. He's a leading stalwart, we all know, in Ayurveda and in Ayush systems of medicine. Whatever the suggestions he has been given, I think we are trying to follow them in Unani system of medicine. And much benefit we have been taking out of his guidance and suggestions. We are thankful to you, sir, for giving us suggestions and guiding us at different platforms. We have been listening very carefully to you in Unani days, and whenever I meet you in different occasions, you always have been a guiding force and always handhold and guide. Thank you very much for this handholding and guidance always. It's always welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Whatever suggestions you have given, we have been speaking to different platforms through Unani System of Medicine, CCRUM, as well as in different colleges or different webinars and seminars where we go, that everybody should feel proud, whatever system they belong to, because they are expert in those systems. And the people should be thoroughly benefited by their expertise. And I hope the trend has changed much. We have seen recently the changing trends. And the Ayush systems of medicine, otherwise also with the help and guidance and untiring support of and efforts of Ministry of Ayush under the leadership of Honorable Ministers and Secretary Ved Rajesh Kotecha Sahib and others. We have really achieved a lot in this, though we have to go a long way still to be reaching to door, every door in the country, and not only in the country, but beyond the borders also, which Ayush Ministry is working on that path. While saying so, it is indeed my pleasure to be part of this webinar on a very apt topic, that is integration of Unani medicine in healthcare delivery system, which is organized by the Ayush Committee of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Really very happy to know that PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry has been working as a catalyst for the promotion of Indian industry, trade and entrepreneurship for the past 116 years, is a forward-looking, proactive and dynamic pan-India apex organization. I have been informed that as a partner in progress with industry and government, PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, with a special focus on MSMEs, works at the grassroots levels with strong national and international linkages for propelling progress, harmony, and integrated development of the Indian economy. Friends, the health promotion is one of the priority areas of focus by the Government of India. And to improve the health status of people through traditional system of medicine, the government has taken many steps, including strengthening educational systems, facilitating the enforcement of quality control of Ayush drugs, and sustainable availability of raw materials. India has a population of more than 1.3 billion people and has a wide diversity in terms of socio-cultural, linguistic, and demographic profiles. The Indian population is exposed to a range of communicable diseases, lifestyle disorders, nutritional issues, and medical care problems. The incidence of prevalence of diseases, complications, and the impact on the quality of life of patients and family members may be minimized to a significant extent if quality assured healthcare services are accessible to everyone in the country and beyond the borders. Integrative medicine is a developing branch of medicine these days, and that combines mainstream medical therapies, Ayush and other alternative medicine therapies for which there is some high quality scientific evidence of safety and effectiveness. Integrative service delivery is the organization and management of health services so that people get the care they need, when they need it, in the ways that are user-friendly, and achieving the desired results and providing value for money. In fact, integrative approach can play an important role in prevention and management of emerging health issues, what I feel and strongly feel. However, the challenge is to be specific about what integrated services look like in different settings and how integration can contribute to the intended aim of people getting the care they need. Organizational integration happens, we know, that when there are mergers, contracts, or strategic alliances between different institutions. Whereas the professional integration happens when different health professions or specialties work together to provide joined up services. Integrated services delivery is the best seen as a continuum, and that it involves technical discussions about the various tasks that need to be performed in order to provide a population with good quality health services. Now, mainstreaming of Ayush systems in public healthcare is one of the key strategies of Government of India to provide healthcare to masses, for which ample policy support is provided. Government has launched National Ayush Mission. The main objective of National Ayush Mission is to promote Ayush medical systems through cost-effective Ayush services, strengthening of Ayush educational systems, facilitate the enforcement of quality control of Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani, as well as homeopathy drugs, and sustainable availability of these raw materials for these drugs. It envisages flexibility of implementation of the programs, which will lead to substantial participation of the state governments or union territories. It also aims at improvement in quality of Ayush education through enhancement in the number of upgraded educational institutions, increase in number of pharmacies, and setting up of drug laboratories in the states which are responsible for enforcement mechanism of Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, and homeopathic drugs. Further, in the recent past, there has been a paradigm shift in the approach from the disease management towards achieving wellness. The Ayush systems advocate holistic wellness approach aiming at prevention of diseases and promotion of health and well-being. A decision has been taken on 30th January 2019 that at least 12,500 health and wellness centers under Ayushman Bharat scheme will be upgraded by the Ministry of Ayush. The Union Cabinet, during its meeting on 20th March 2020, has approved the proposal to operationalize these 12,500 Ayush health and wellness centers through states and union territories in centrally sponsored scheme mode and under the broad umbrella of National Ayush Mission in a very phased manner by 2023 and 24. Ministry of Ayush has brought out orientation guidelines for community health officers of Ayush systems and conducted training for community health officers from different states also. Ministry of Ayush is also working with Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, which is implementing National Rural Health Mission, under which it is envisaged that all primary health centers, block primary health centers, and community health centers will provide Ayush treatment facilities under the same roof. In addition, other measures have been proposed and implemented with varying range of success, which include mobilizing existing Ayush establishments, motivating Ayush practitioners to spread awareness about their branch of medicine, fostering partnerships with multiple stakeholders, strengthening the existing infrastructure, promoting cross-referral between different streams of medicine, integrating Ayush with different cadres of outreach workers, such as accredited social health activists, implementing special initiatives for the development of Ayush drugs. For example, ensuring the ready availability of Ayush drugs at all levels, strengthening quality control mechanisms to avoid both the manufacture and sale of counterfeit drugs, and streamlining the methods of drug standardization to ascertain the potency of the drug, building herbariums and crude drug repositories. The Government of India has been providing increasing patronage and funds for multifaceted development of the Unani system of medicine as well, along with other Indian systems of medicine. As a result, we all know that the Unani system of medicine today forms an integral part of national healthcare delivery system. The Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine is an autonomous organization in the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, and has a vision to strive for excellence in global leadership in the field of Unani medicine by comprehensive research for quality assured and cost-effective products to prevent, manage, and cure various diseases. I am happy to state that the integrative aspects in its various activities can be highlighted at all levels of its multifaceted activities like clinical practice, research, education, or public health programs. Under clinical practice integration, we have examples, wonderful examples of integration of Unani medical centers in allopathic hospitals, where CCRUM has established 3 co-location centers in the tertiary care major allopathic hospitals in Delhi. Out of these centers at Safdarjung Hospital gives a perfect example of integration under one major central government allopathic hospital, where along with allopathy, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathy services are offered, and yoga services are offered. Another example of integration at intra-Ayush level is Ayush Wellness Center, established at the President Estate and All Institute of Ayurveda at New Delhi, where all the Ayush systems are working and providing services under one roof. Under education integration, the Council is undertaking academic activities through its 2 centers. Those are National Research Institution of Unani Medicine for Skin Disorders in Hyderabad and Regional Research Institute of Unani Medicine at Srinagar. The postgraduate programs at Hyderabad is affiliated with Kalauji Narayana Rao University of Health Sciences, and at Srinagar, it is affiliated with the University of Kashmir. The teaching faculties not only include the Unani experts, but also from the allied subjects like pharmacology, biochemistry, and biostatisticians, etc. Then we have examples of integration of Unani medicine with National Program for Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Disease, and Stroke. We call it NPCDCS program. The Ministry of Ayush, in consultation with the Directorate General of Health Services, Government of India, had taken the initiative for integration of Ayush systems with this program to fortify the impact of the existing national program for prevention and control of cancer, diabetes, and cardiovascular diseases as well as stroke. The CCRUM started this project through its Central Research Institute of Unani Medicine in Lucknow at 17 community health centers, 54 primary health centers, and 1 district hospital in a district College Lakhimpur Kheri near Lucknow. The clinical studies are carried out in the different institutions, units of the council. The basic idea for the studies is conceptualized by the senior scientists of the council. These are discussed in the multidisciplinary internal technical committee, which comprises of leading scientists of the different fields, including Unani medicine, biochemistry, pathology, botany, pharmacology, and chemistry. The council is undertaking integrative preclinical clinical research with state-of-the-art institutions of excellence, which have expertise and facilities in order that the integrative research provides globally acceptable results. We are collaborating with institutions like Vallabhbhai Patel Chess Institutions in University of Delhi, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi, or Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, CSIR Institute, that is Central Drug Research Institution, Lucknow, National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education Research, Naipur, Hyderabad, Jadavpur University, Kolkata, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh, Jamia Hamdard, New Delhi, Jawaharlal Nehru University, and Mumbai University, along with many other organizations. We have also signed many MOUs, where this Sahab was just speaking about. We have signed many MOUs with leading research institutions in the country. We have also signed many MOUs with international organizations, like recently our Honorable President on behalf of CSCRUM in 2018, he signed an agreement with the state of Tajikistan, one university there, with the president of Tajikistan. We also have an agreement with South Africa, one university in South Africa. We also have one chair we established in Bangladesh, in Hamdard University in Bangladesh, and one chair we are sending there very soon. He's going to be there to propagate the Unani system of medicine in those areas. The council has also identified certain priority areas for integrative research studies. The final outcome of the process is published in the form of research papers in the journals of international and national repute. So this is the mechanism how we do this kind of integration and work. The results are also disseminated through presentation of various international seminars and conferences. I'm also happy to share that the two journals, they are published by CCRUM. One is known as Hippocratic Journal of Unani Medicine, that is in English language, and the Jahan-e-Tib, that is in Urdu language. They both have been listed recently in the UGC care list. Friends, we all know that this pandemic time have surely caused a lot of change in our outlook, attitude, and mental framework. This is evident from the choices we have been making, particularly regarding our diet and health. This, coupled with the health advisories issued by Ministry of Ayush in various systems, have helped us, up to some extent, to safeguard our health during the time of pandemic. At this end, the council has also launched population-based intervention studies and add-on studies on the impact of Unani intervention for prevention of COVID-19. The population-based studies were carried out in high-risk population in 6 cities across the country through the council centers in Lucknow, New Delhi, Mumbai, Aligarh, Srinagar, and Bangalore. An integrative approach has also helped us in carrying out integrative research activities during these testing times of COVID-19 pandemic. CCRUM has carried out an add-on study in hospitalized SARS-CoV-2 tested positive, asymptomatic and mild to moderate symptomatic COVID-19 cases managed as per the Government of India COVID-19 management guidelines at a COVID-19 management facility at ANU Tibia College, New Delhi. Another study to assess the safety and efficacy of add-on Unani regimen in preventing the progression of the severity of the disease in mild to moderate symptomatic COVID-19 RT-PCR positive cases has been conducted in collaboration with Safdarjung Hospital in Delhi. Besides this, many in silico studies on 4 Unani formulations, namely Tiryake Vabai, Tiryake Arva, Arke Ajib, and novel Unani drugs have shown the efficacy of Unani formulation against SARS-CoV-19 virus, which have been carried out at Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research in collaboration with our Regional Research Institute of Unani Medicine in Chennai. These studies will provide evidence-based data in the support of Unani intervention for the prophylaxis of COVID-19 and will pave the new horizons in understanding the preventive potential of Unani medicine. I understand that integrative approach is a way forward to find solution to certain challenging health problems based on the strength of the system, especially on preventive aspects by making and changing lifestyles, dietary modifications, and promoting immunity. Now, here is a word of caution that while doing so, we have to be careful not to compromise the respective sciences and their identities. Though working together under one roof may provide wonderful results, which it is doing for the benefit of patients, but this should be done while appreciating the individuality of the respective system. We have to respect the individuality and the identity of the system without compromising those identities and individualities. We have to work together under one group. And whoever is the best in what particular system, that should come forward and assist the people. So that should be the spirit of the integration when we do the integration. Now, the key takeaway is that traditional medicine can play a pivotal role in promoting health and wellness. And the need of the hour is to integrate and co-locate the traditional medicine facilities with the conventional medicine and provide relief to humankind in whatever best possible scientific manner. We can learn from each other by way of experience sharing and move forward through preventive and health strengthening measures. At this stage, I would like to compliment the organizing team from the PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry for putting together the program of this webinar in a very, very structured manner. I was going through that. We will be hearing our invited speakers on various aspects of integration of Unani medicine in healthcare delivery system. I know all of them are stalwarts in their fields, and they are doing wonderful jobs, whether this is in Delhi government or this is in CCRUM, Dr. Ghazala or Dr. Khalid Sahib, and I know Dr. Joshi. They all are doing wonderful work, and I know their experience, people, so they will be delivering wonderful talks. And I hope that their talks will be covering various aspects of Unani medicine. Policymakers, the regulators, and multiple stakeholders in this webinar will pave way for the futuristic initiatives. And I'm sure this webinar will act as a bridge to develop cohesive industry engagement with cross-sectoral policy dialogues and strategic exchanges in mainstreaming Unani and other Ayush systems. Once again, I am extremely thankful to the PhD Chamber of Commerce officers and office bearers, particularly President Sahib, Pradeep Multani Sahib, who has always been very kind enough to organize such kind of webinars and seminars. Thank you very much for providing me this opportunity. Jai Hind. Thank you so much.
Jai Hind, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your comprehensive address. You covered almost all the aspects on the system of medicine. And you rightly said that integrated medicine system is the way forward. And you have already shared how the government is working for promoting the Ayush system of medicine, including Unani, and how you are working, the government is working with MOHFW for promoting the National Health Mission, integrating the Unani system of medicine also. So this is, we have covered everything, and how the education system is also integrating the Unani studies at different levels, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now, sir, we would like to Dr. Rajiv Rai, our chair for the Ayush Committee on Head Research of the Dabur India Limited, put his perspective on the subject of integration of Unani medicine in healthcare delivery system. Over to you, sir, Dr. Rajiv Rai.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Nasir. And I will like to convey my regards and hello to all the participants, and especially Dr. Vaidya Trigudaji, respected Trigudaji, Multani ji, Professor Asim Ali, Mohammad Khalid ji, Ghazala, Dr. Ghazala, Dr. Santosh, and rest all the attendees. I'm not an expert in the area of the Unani medicine, but I know few of its formulation and the details of the regulation and how the Unani medicines are going to be manufactured. So I think Unani medicine is already there in the system of medicine in India from last many years, and from thousands of years it is there in the Indian system. And it is very widely practiced, but right now it is required to be promoted and propagated more. And for any kind of promotion and propagation of any health system or medicine, mainly three important things are required. One is the emphasis and the proper teaching system should be there, and proper drug manufacturing system should be there, and promotion and regulation from the government authorities should be there. So I think Professor Asim has already covered all these areas, but I would like to discuss few of the fundamental points. So we all know that Unani system of medicine has a lot of classical and proprietary Ayurvedic medicine. So for the promotion and propagation and for the better integration, it is required to develop more and more effective classical medicines, and the safety efficacy backed PNP products, or you can say proprietary products. So in case of teaching, certainly the teaching education system is required to be improved a lot, because the physicians which are going to be produced through these systems, must be having the proper experience and confidence so that they can practice the Unani system of medicine only. Otherwise, in case of Ayush, most of the physicians which are getting produced by the Ayurvedic and Unani system are practicing for the allopathic medicine only. So that is the main reason why our Ayush system is lacking behind against the allopathic system of medicine. They are raising slogans and they are doing agitation here in even in national capital and asking for the right to permit and practice the allopathic medicine. This is a very simple condition for the Ayush system of medicine. For manufacturing, I know that a few of the good manufacturers are there in the Unani system of medicine, but a lot of improvement is required there in that specific area. And very, very few of them are having the proper infrastructure and quality system in their manufacturing. So as a regulator, government responsibility is here that they should take care so that the proper improvement in the quality system of the manufacturing can be taken care. Government support is required in the case of integration, promotion, and propagation. And government activity as a regulator is also required because for any kind of improvement, government activity as a regulator is very much appreciated. Another point I would like to say that the improvement in teaching is very important, and because without doing improvement in the teaching and research, we cannot improve the entire system. So these three pillars, teaching, manufacturing, and the government supports are very much important. And one of my doubt is that just by doing the integration and by making us a supplementary part of the allopathic medicine, I have all the doubt that in the due course of time, we may become the supplementary part of the allopathic system, and our existence will be in question mark. So we need to stand independently for a few of the elements and diseases where we have the expertise and the proper therapy with us. So all the time we should make our efforts in this direction also. Otherwise, in due course of time, some question mark will be there on our existence also. So these are my thought processes and fundamental areas which are required to be improved. So with these words, I convey my thanks to all the participants and experts who are here and joining this seminar. So my comments were just to make them aware about these fundamental problems. And if possible, we should have the input of the students also, why they are not practicing the respective system. The graduates who are getting degree in the Ayurveda, after having the BMS degree, they are not practicing Ayurveda. And the graduates from the Unani system of medicine, after having the Unani graduation, they are not practicing the Unani system of medicine. And they are asking for the rights to practice the allopathic medicine. This is a very simple condition. So their input should also be taken, that why they are not having this proper confidence and what are the lacking areas, why we are not able to improve our education system. This is basically very serious area where we need a lot of improvement, because I have also faced these kind of challenges, and I know the system which is there in the education system, and most of the educational institutes are not having the proper infrastructure and patient output to provide the proper confidence and support in the education of these graduates which are doing their graduation in the Ayurveda and Unani system. So with these words, I will like to sum up my speech here, and from my side, I will like to thank all the government authorities and various experts who are here, and I will encourage the participant to raise their voice here and generate queries to the authorities and various other members who are here, so that they can have some solution for the improvement, promotion, and propagation of the Unani system. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chair, for addressing the key issues. Basically, one of the issue which you touched upon, why the students are not actually practicing after taking the degrees. That's one point of concern which you have put it right. And we would request all the delegates also to put their questions on the chat box if they have any with the authorities, with the government officials present here. Now, sir, I would like to invite Dr. Muhammad Khalid. Assistant Drug Controller, Government of NCT of Delhi, to present his perspective and the perspective of the Delhi government on how the integration of Unani medicine in healthcare delivery system is happening in the state. Over to you, Dr. Khalid.
Thank you, Dr. Nasir Jamal Saab. I am very thankful for PSD Chamber of Commerce Industry for giving this opportunity or platform to share or learn something about Unani or other components of Ayush industry, because this platform has a galaxy of stars of different fields. May I share my screen?
Yeah, you can share your screen. IT, please enable him to share their screen. I would request the IT team. Yeah.
Izzat Maab, respected Devendra Trigunaji, respected Professor Asim Ali Khan sir, Director General CCRM and Advisor Ministry of Affairs Government of India, Office Bearers of PSD Chamber, eminent speakers, resource persons, delegates, and participants online. Very good afternoon to all of you. Actually, चीफ गेस्ट एंड देवेंद्र त्रिगुणा जी के बोलने के बाद कुछ चीज़ें रह नहीं जाती बोलने की, लेकिन एक जिम्मेदारी दी गई है, तो आई विल ट्राई टू शेयर समथिंग एंड meanwhile I will learn something, because every time I consider me as a student, what is the objectives of integration? It's prevention, early diagnosis, treatment, management. It may be reduce complications and drug dependency field. It's a background. World Health Organization in 1978, Health for All. It's actually in an international conference on primary health care in 1978, commonly known as Declaration of Alma Ata, expressed the need to achieve the goal health for all, a step-by-step manner. In 1998, WHO incorporates a new global health policy, Health for All in the 21st century, and set the goal to achieve health security, health equity, increase healthy life expectancy, and to ensure access to essential quality healthcare for all. Modern medical science, despite so many achievements and progress, is finding itself difficult to reach to every people and deal with the ever increasing disease and disorders. Still, majority of world population, mainly in developing and underdeveloped countries, does not have access to modern medicine and depends on the time-tested traditional, alternative, or complementary system of medicine. Many of these system is much older compared to the allopathic medicine, medical wisdom. If we will see the current scenario, we will ask the major question still exists: whether the goal has achieved, whether health for all can be possible without scientific integration of traditional herbal medicine in clinical practice, and we know the answer very well. In 21st century, pollution, unhealthy lifestyle, environmental toxins increases the risk of diseases. The side effects, overuse, misuse of allopathic drugs are also a major concern. In 2013, WHO developed and launched WHO Traditional Medicine Strategy 2014-2023, and emphasis to integrate traditional and complementary medicine to promote universal health care and to ensure the quality, safety, and effectiveness of such medicine. Therefore, the world is looking for cost-effective, easily available, better physiological, compatible traditional system of medicine and holistic approach to avert such problem and provide the basic health care for all. Unani system of medicine is a great healing art as well as science. It treats a person as a whole, not as a group of individual parts. It is aimed at treating body, mind, and soul. Unani system of medicine considers human body as a single unit made of 7 components known as Umur-e Tabiya. According to Unani philosophy, the body is made up of 4 basic elements: earth, air, water, and fire, which have different temperaments: cold, hot, wet, and dry, respectively. After mixing and interaction of 4 elements, a new compound having new mizaj, that is called temperament, comes into existence: hot, wet, hot, dry, cold, wet, and cold, dry. The body has the simple and compound organs which receive their nourishment through 4 akhlaq, it is called humors. Every person attains a temperament according to the preponderance of the humors in the or her body. It represents the person's healthy state. The temperament of a person may be phlegmatic, choleric, and melancholic, etc. Unani medicine is one of the oldest healthcare system of the world. As we know, Ibn Sina's canon of medicine, Al-Qanun fi Tibb, was taught for centuries in the universities of Europe. World Health Organization has recognized the Unani system of medicine as an alternative system of medicine to cater the healthcare needs of human population. Unani system of medicine is vibrant and vigorous today and is being researched, taught, and practiced in more than 62 countries, roughly. The strength is Unani system is capable of offering right solution to various health challenges that the nation is facing currently. Unani medicine is golden key to health and well-being. India is the strongest hub of traditional medicine, which is one of the reasons medical tourism is flourishing in the country. Integration of Unani medicine healthcare delivery system is continuous in line with the government policies and initiatives for mainstreaming of Ayush in national healthcare. And I think Professor Asif Ali Khan sir has elaborated detail the policies and the steps for integration of Unani in healthcare delivery system. There is no doubt that the Unani system of medicine has been accepted worldwide because it is affordable, easily accessible, and free from severe side effects. Unani system has an exceptional potential to become a global healthcare system, and it has to be strengthened worldwide by overall upgradation, standardization, and improvement in order to provide a promising medical health care system in the current challenging diseases. If you see the integration, I think Professor Asif Ali Khan sir has elaborated the role and different plans, programs in which government has integrated Unani and in Ayush, especially Unani and Ayush in mainstreaming the healthcare system. So I will skip these type of slides. To integrate Unani system of medicine to augmentate the efforts to promote health preservation and disease prevention and management of such lifestyle diseases. These are the fields we can integrate our component to main healthcare system. These are the objectives of integration, and they may be health promotion, prevention, opportunistic screening, capacity building, providing cost-effective Ayush treatment, outreach activities, and Ilaj with Tadbir interventions. Nowadays, we all know these interventions are very popular in mainstream health system. Why integration of Unani system of medicine? The Unani system of medicine puts great emphasis on lifestyle management for promotion and maintenance of health. It considers diet, lifestyle, emotions, interactions with environment, and even spiritual factors. It integrates both external environmental factors like seasons, air purity, food, and drinks, as well as internal factors such as sleep, wakefulness, movement, rest, evacuation, and retentions, etc. On account of its ability to undertake health promotion and disease prevention, even by non-drug lifestyle factors, the Unani system of medicine is of great relevance to present-day healthcare. National policy on Indian system of medicine and homeopathy was introduced in 2002, stipulates the integration and mainstreaming of Unani and other Ayush system in healthcare delivery system and national health programs. Services under one roof, these things already have discussed in detail. Prospects are there. Some these integration may be incorporated some more programs like National Tobacco Control Programs, National Oral Health Programs, National Mental Health Programs, National Program for Healthcare of the Elderly, Revised National Tuberculosis Control Program, Rashtriya Bal Swasthya Karyakram, Rashtriya Kishore Swasthya Karyakram, and some of components, some of plans, already integration of Unani is in progress. NAM and Unani system of medicine an integral part of the national healthcare delivery system. India, the world is a world leader with the largest infrastructure and network of educational, research, and healthcare institutions. The National Ayush Mission providing cost-effective Ayush services, universal health coverage for ensuring equitable and access for all Indian citizens. India is consolidating its effort through functionally integrating Unani medicine for universal health coverage. A Unani medical system coexists with the modern of other Ayush system of medicine to form a unique model of medical pluralism. Unani drugs, in the year 1969, I am discussing about as Dr. Raju Rai said about, and Dr. Nasir sir said about the condition in Delhi. Actually, we have more than 100 manufacturing units in Delhi, and we proudly say that Delhi is the state who has implemented 100% GMP. First state was implemented 100% good manufacturing practices to all Unani and Ayurvedic manufacturing units. Government is already in process to some amendments in rules and regulations and giving directions to strengthen and improve the quality of Unani and Ayurvedic drugs. Nowadays, we are working under separate chapter of Unani and Ayurveda in Drugs and Cosmetics Act. Definitions have been included separately for Ayurveda and Unani. Rules are separately notified for Ayurveda and being amended regularly to improvement. Good manufacturing practices I have already discussed. One big firm of Government of India is there for production of Ayurveda and Unani. That is Indian IMPCL, Indian Medicine Pharmaceutical Corporation Limited. And council is there for standardization and analyzing, standardization of analysis and development of the protocol, that is PCIMH. And already in Delhi, we have distributed so many Unani medicines to COVID centers, quarantine centers, and isolation centers. More than 10,000 patients have been treated in ANDU Tibia College COVID centers and without a single casualty. That's from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Khalid, for a detailed presentation and how about the Unani system of medicine and what the Delhi government has been doing in promoting the Unani medicine, and 100% GMP has been adopted by all the units, which is very encouraging. And I would now like to invite our co-chair of the Ayush committee, Dr. Santosh Joshi, who is also the Senior General Manager R&D for Hamdard Laboratories India, to present his perspective on this subject. Dr. Santosh Joshi. Over to you, sir.
Hello. Am I audible?
Very much, sir.
Yeah. Good evening to all. Honorable Professor Dr. Asim Ali Khan Sahab, DGCCREM, Advisor Unani, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Honorable Padma Bhushan Vaidya Sri Devendra Tribhuda ji, Patron of Amam, President of All India Ayurvedic Congress Mahasammelan. Honorable Mr. Pradeep Multani ji, President PhD Chamber. Respected panelists, Dr. Muhammad Khalid Sahab, Assistant Drug Controller, Government of NCT of Delhi. Dr. Ghazala Javed Madam, Research Officer, Scientist for CCRUM, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. And all leadership team members of PhD Chamber, Dr. Rajiv Rai ji, Chair Ayush Committee, Dr. SPS Bakshi ji, Co-Chair Ayush Committee, respected participant. Welcome to all of you in this webinar. PhD Chamber is always taking initiatives for uplifting Ayush system of medicine under the able leadership and guidance of Sri Pradeep Multani ji, and organizing such webinars, which gives us an opportunity to share our views for enriching the Ayush system of medicine and interact with all stakeholders. Today's topic is very relevant as we have recently witnessed the strength of Unani system of medicine during COVID-19 pandemic. We are thankful to our Honorable Prime Minister and Ayush Ministry, and especially Secretary Padma Shri Vaidya Sri Rajesh Kotecha ji for their focus on Ayush system and efforts to promote it globally. Can I share my screen?
Yeah. Please share your screen. IT, please allow him to share the screen.
Is it visible?
Not as of now. Amit, can you please check?
Yeah, sure.
Is the option coming, Dr. Joshi?
Yeah, option is there. It is coming on my screen. Just for
G. Now he's checking with the IT. I've asked our colleague Amit to check.
My screen is not visible. I will also call my IT person. There is some problem, it seems.
Dr. Joshi, the access has been to you. I think you can share the screen.
Yes, sir, you can share.
G.
बासित को बुलाना, बासित को जल्दी से. I've called my IT guy. Just 1 minute. Screen share नहीं हो रही है. Yeah. Yeah. Now it is visible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, we can see.
Very much visible.
So I will talk about Unani system and its strength in this slide. Unani is one of the most important traditional medicinal system, and it is derived from Greco-Arabic medicine during back 2,500 years. and developed during the Arab civilization. Unani medicine was introduced into India in the 7th century, and its real development took place during the Mughal period. Unani has been integrated into the national healthcare system in India, as it is meeting the healthcare needs of people with unique potent formulations. Several formulations are there in Unani system of medicines, which are very helpful in chronic conditions. Unani system has been acknowledged by the WHO in 1976 as an alternative healthcare system. Many pharmacologically active compounds of Unani medicine and their effectiveness in treatment has been increasingly getting recognition. Now scholars are doing a lot of research, and which is evident through the publications we are witnessing in peer journals. Unani system of medicine is based on definite medical philosophies and represent a way of healthy living with established concepts of prevention of disease and promotion of health. Parhez या एतिहाद इलाज से बेहतर है unique philosophy of Unani system. In Unani system, health, disease, and treatment are envisaged with holistic approach. It is guided by humoral theory, as explained by Dr. Khalid Saab. And every individual has their own unique temperament according to their humoral constitution, lifestyle, and environmental conditions. Unani system is considered as safe, affordable, and economically available to masses. Main therapeutic approach which we are adopting in Unani system of medicine is dietotherapy, use of specific diet, regimental therapy, where we focus on exercise, change of climate, massage, leaching, and cupping therapies. Pharmacotherapy, where we use the medicines from herbal, mineral, and animal sources, surgery, and of course, there is 1,000 years of clinical use itself, a clinical evidence for safety and efficacy of Unani drugs. Traditional complementary medicines, which include Unani and other systems, is a source of knowledge about natural products. In Unani system of medicine, clinical trials have been conducted since ancient times. However, proper documentation is a constraint. Considerable data is available for best time of collection of medicinal plants, identification, selection of herbs, and methods of preparation, detoxification. Adaptation of modern technology and standardization is the need of time, where we have to just correlate the previously documented literature. Unani medicine believes in promotion of health and prevention of diseases, and core strength is holistic approach to health and disease using natural substances derived from medicinal plants, minerals, and animal sources. We are using more than 700 plant species in our medicinal formulations, apart from raw materials from animal sources as well as from mineral sources. It is well known that non-communicable diseases, as well as recently it has been found very effective in prophylactic care against COVID-19 virus. Preventive and curative approach of Unani system of medicines are successfully used for CLD, that is chronic liver diseases, GID, gastrointestinal diseases, cardiovascular problems, palpitation, fever, insomnia, epilepsy, urinary tract infection, kidney, stone, headache, migraine, common cold, arthritis, diabetes, anxiety, premature ejaculation, and so many therapeutic issues. Several potent Unani formulations are available for women's health, pediatric health, as well as old age care. When we are talking about Unani medicine, we should also talk about modern system of medicines and how we are going to integrate these two systems of medicines by mutual acceptance of the practitioners. The beginning of this modern or so-called conventional medicine started in 19th century. In 1805, the pharmacological active compound morphine was isolated from opium by a German scientist. And we all know that, as per literature reference, approximately 75% of plant-based therapeutic entities are discovered from natural sources. In India, we are using around 70% of modern drugs which are discovered from natural sources, and numerous synthetic analogs of these modern drugs has been prepared. which are basically based on phytochemicals. More than 60% anti-cancer drug in market or in research are based on natural products. We all know that the paclitaxel, which is a terpene isolated from Taxus baccata, vincristine and vinblastine isolated from Vinca rosea, all are well-known drugs for cancer. About 25% prescription drugs used globally are derived from plant sources. Around 11% drugs of essential medicine list of WHO are from plant origin. This all shows that there is a connectivity of natural products with modern medicine. Of course, all system of medicines are having merits and limitations. We will talk about in this slide about the greatest achievements of modern medicines, which are discovery of vaccine, discovery of antibiotics, organ transplant, human genome discovery, stem cell research, use of artificial intelligence in healthcare, birth control medicines, heart surgery and cardiac care, cardiac pacemaker, CT scan and MRI, spectacles, implants, IVF, pregnancy, and systematic toxicological studies and clinical trials. These are the greatest achievements of modern medicines, which we are witnessing, and also we are taking help from these discoveries. While these are the plus point, there are certain limitations also. First of all, the limited accessibility. It is very costly. It is it is not affordable to masses, and there is a gap in demand and supply of with these medicines. Time taken for legal and regulatory compliances for evidence-based research, because this is a very stringent kind of regulation. There is stringent regulations involved in modern drugs, so all compliances are required. Side effects of modern drug is a big challenge. Sometimes a particular drug which is given for a particular ailment is being given to for other diseases. Like I will share with you an example. Immunosuppressants which are given to patients which have suffered from this organ failure or organ transplant. Sometimes the medicines which are given to those patients are also prescribed for the patients suffering from other diseases, as in case of psoriasis. Failure of modern therapies for chronic diseases. Microbial resistance, this is a big challenge which modern medicines are facing. That is, infections caused by antibiotic resistant germs are difficult to treat or sometimes impossible to treat. When there is no treatment available, the modern science says transplant that particular organ. It is most prevalent in case of uterus related issues, where there is medications available in Unani system or other system of medicine. Generally, a modern practitioner gives the suggestions to remove the uterus. The classical approach of Unani system should not be compromised, as rightly said by Dr. Professor Asim Ali Khan Sahab. We have to retain our classical approach. For the convenience, it should not be compromised for the convenience of prevailing research strategy, while the fundamentals can be further scientifically correlated. Reverse pharmacology shall be applied to unravel the mechanism of action of drugs, which may result in new discoveries. Restorative treatment outcome surveys as a starting line to study the efficacy of drugs, which may result in several hidden jewels can be discovered, and we can identify several potent compounds by this approach. Better treatment modalities to be established for existing disease and for newer diseases. Scientific standardization of treatment procedures can be adopted to establish dose, duration, indication, and side effects profiling of drugs. In this slide, I am just sharing how we can approach development of new medicines or scientifically establishing the correlation with therapeutic efficacy or toxicological safety of our drugs. A Unani formulation can be first prepared with quality standardization as per international compliances. Then we can conduct biological screening, and after biological screening, it can underpass through preclinical and toxicological study, and clinical study. And then with evidences, we can integrate Unani medicines with modern medicinal systems, and we can promote it internationally. In the second approach, we can, after biological screening, we can go for fractionation and identification of biologically active compound from these formulations and conduct preclinical and toxicological study on those components. And further, after establishing clinical study, we can register such molecules as new drug. Synthetic modification and analogs can further be prepared from those molecules, and it can be a potent drug. With this kind of approach, we can integrate our system of medicine and can get confidence of modern practitioners in our system. While there are approaches to modernize Unani system of medicine, as rightly said by Dr. Rai, that there are certain challenges which not only Unani system of medicine, but Ayurvedic or other Siddha system is also facing. That is quality concern of herbal raw materials. Since we are dealing with raw material from various origins, we don't have idea about the source. We don't have any idea about the harvesting season. So all those challenges like adulteration, misidentification of plant material, incorrect formulation processes, these are the key challenges when we are dealing with the formulations. There are very few companies who are having very good R&D center or quality control division, which is taking care of all such issues. But most of the companies, I think more than 80% companies are struggling with these challenges. Then processing and harvesting concern are also there. The poor pre and post harvest practices are adopted. Lack of processing techniques also affect the quality and purity of herbal medicines. Quality control related issues like lack of GMP awareness regarding guideline in small and medium scale industries result in compromise of quality. Administrative issues are also there. A lot of follow-up has to be done with regulatory bodies. Then infrastructure related issues are there. Lack of processing techniques, trained personnel, sophisticated instrumentation availability with the small industries are the key challenges. Pharmacovigilance, it is the need of time to find the toxicological data, and adverse reaction of herbal formulations need to be monitored properly. Clinical trial for establishing safety and efficacy of Unani drug is the requirement of time. IPR and biopiracy can be protected. Proper documentation of our folk knowledge is important for future. Irrational use. It is general belief that the herbal products are not having any side effect, which is not true. And then R&D on dose and processing batch to batch to maintain batch to batch consistency. These are the key challenges which has to be addressed for better integration of our system of medicine with modern medicine. Some unethical practices are also adopted by small scale industries. Then lack of qualified physicians is a big challenge, as Dr. Rajiv Rai has told. Exposure of unreliable and misleading information. This challenge we all are facing time to time. Lack of sufficient funds, absence of focused marketing and branding, lack of knowledge sharing, hold back the global promotion of herbal medicines because a lot of information is being not shared. Lack of protection of biodiversity and protecting the traditional medicinal plant is a big challenge for the herbal industry. I will just, in this slide, I will just show you the initiatives taken by Hamdard Laboratories because we are pioneering the Unani system of medicine. And as the leader, we are always trying to set highest standard, quality standards and research-based medications. Recently, we have conducted clinical trial on 2 of our medicines, Kuljum and Infusa for COVID-19 prophylaxis, and it was successfully completed. Then the results are under compilation. It's a very good example of integration of traditional system of medicine with the modern approach. We have conducted clinical trial in our modern medicine faculty at Himsar. Then we are modernizing our facility, existing facility at Ghaziabad and Ukla. We are setting up WHO GMP compliance facility at Ukla. A new facility is planned in Jaipur Expressway, considering meeting the international requirements. We are establishing modern R&D setup at Ghaziabad and Okhla. And we have also initiated cultivation of medicinal plant just to rule out adulteration and misidentification issues. And we are establishing a herbal extract facility. This is a new initiative of Hamda Laboratories, because we believe that there is a lot of variation in raw material as far as active ingredient is concerned, and the seasonal variation is there. So we are planning to incorporate these herbal extract in the formulation so that we can maintain batch to batch consistency, and as well as we can claim the efficacy uniformity in our formulations. Availability and cost-effective Unani medicines. This integration will lead to availability and of cost-effective Unani medicines to masses, and proper utilization of traditional knowledge of Unani system will reach to the people. It will increase international participation and acceptance of Unani system of medicine. Evidence-based medicines through clinical research will further boost our system. Multiple therapeutic options for healthcare provider and selection of best one. So integration will be helpful to other system also. If they don't have a better treatment medicine available in their system, they can utilize each other's best medicine in their practices. Some suggestions are there. Integration has to be done at education and practice level. Inclusion of selected medicines in national list of essential medicines. There are several potent medicines in Unani system of medicine which can be included in national list. I would like to request authorities, government authorities, to do this at the earliest. Acceptance and belief on time-tested Unani system of medicine has to be increased through clinical trials. Primary healthcare centers with availability of practitioners of all discipline working in close coordination will further helpful in integration of all system of medicines, and documented approach need to be practiced for generating evidences. So with these suggestions, I would once again like to thank PhD Chamber for inviting me to participate in this discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Joshi, for a detailed and a very comprehensive presentation, covered all the aspects. And I think all the delegates would be, I think they would be happy enough to see all the details and all the aspects of Unani system of medicine. Now I would request Dr. Ghazala Javed, the Research Officer Unani and Scientist 4 of CCRUM, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, to present her perspective and a presentation on the subject of integration of Unani medicine in healthcare delivery system. Over to Dr. Ghazala Javed.
Thank you. So I begin by conveying my regards to respected Professor Asim Ali Khan sir, DDCCRUM Advisor Unani, for nominating me to this webinar, and respected Padma Bhushan Vaidya Devendra Trigunaji, respected President PhD Chamber Mr. Pradeep Multani ji, Dr. Rajiv Rai ji, Dr. SPS Bakshi, Mr. Jiten Sodhi ji, and my fellow speakers, Dr. Muhammad Khalid Sahib and Dr. Santosh Joshi ji. Indeed, it's an honor for me to be here today, and I'll begin by sharing my presentation. So I'll request the earlier participant, Dr. Joshi ji, to kindly stop sharing his screen, because it's showing that I can share. Unless. So, Santosh ji, आप please अपना stop करेंगे screen share करना, तो I start sharing. Am I audible to you, Santosh ji?
Santosh ji, you are on mute.
Maybe I'll request the IT team to kindly coordinate so that I can share my screen.
Now he's listening to us. Dr. Joshi, if you can stop sharing your screen.
Yeah, I've done.
Acha, that's done. Yeah, Dr. Ghazala, you can share the screen now.
Okay, thank you. So is my screen visible now? Is it visible?
Yeah, this is visible.
Dr. Ghazala.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we heard a lot about Unani medicine. So my presentation will be focusing on the current scenario of Unani medicine. Fundamentals we have heard a lot, so I'll be skipping those slides. Then I'll be focusing, as I just mentioned, on what is the national current scenario and at international level, what we are doing. So definition I'll read out. Unani medicine is science of which we learn the various states of body in health, and when not in health, and the means by which health is likely to be lost, and when lost is likely to be restored. So we heard that it's a well-developed traditional Indian system of medicine. These are the fundamentals. We heard that there are four kind of humors in human body, and it should have equilibrium and balance. And if there's any imbalance, a person falls ill. So I'll be skipping on that because my earlier speaker highlighted these aspects of fundamentals. This I will highlight that we strongly believe that there's a natural healing power. Every person is supposed to have that Kuvvate Mudabirai Badan or Medicatis Naturae. So what a Unani physician is basically doing is trying to strengthen that power so that you can protect your health and prevent diseases. So diagnoses are based on the temperaments, heredity, environmental conditions, different complaints, signs and symptoms of the body, external observations, and examination of pulse, urine, and stool. And again, there's a concept of 6 essential factors, which we call as Asbab Sitta Zaruriya. These are air, food and drink, bodily movement and repose, psychic movement and repose, sleeping, wakefulness, evacuation and retention. So basically, where we are, doing lifestyle modifications and setting up regime for a particular person or population so that they can maintain their health. So Unani medicine believes in holistic approach in managing the diseases. And so I'll be skipping this because I want to show mainly what CCRM is mainly doing. We heard from other speakers also, it's an integral part of national healthcare delivery system. And today I can proudly say India is the world leader in Unani system of medicine. So this is the education structure. So we have 57 colleges all over India and 39 UGs out of them and 15 offering postgraduate colleges. Standalone CCRM is offering PG courses in 2 of its peripheral institutes, and there's 1 national institute. These are the admission capacity, 3,652 for UG colleges and 319 for postgraduate courses. This is a snapshot of Unani medical care facilities available in India. So 252 hospitals and 1688 dispensaries. And we have around 43,959 registered Unani practitioners and 566 Unani drug manufacturing units in India. Coming to the research infrastructure, so one of our Apex Institutes, the organization from which I'm coming, the Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine. Then we have this National Institute of Unani Medicine in Bengaluru, and academic institutions are also offering PG courses in 15 colleges. So this is the picture of National Institute of Unani Medicine. This is functioning under Ministry of Ayush, and it's a model of PG, PhD teaching, training, and research in Unani system of medicine. And the vision of this institute is to strengthen and promote excellence in education, research, and patient care in Unani medicine. Coming to Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, as was highlighted by our respected Director General, sir, our vision is to strive for excellence and global leadership in the field of Unani medicine by comprehensive research for quality assured and cost-effective products to prevent, manage, and cure various diseases. And mission is to develop CCRU into dynamic, vibrant, and model research organization to bring up modern scientific knowledge, technology, and explore classical Unani scientific treasures by following prevalent scientific methods and to attain global leadership in research. So this is our institutional network. We are spread across India, and there are 22 peripheral research institutes. Headquarters is at New Delhi. And then one our National Research Institute is in Hyderabad, one in Central Research Institute in Lucknow. There are regional research institutes in Chennai, Bhadrak, Patna, Aligarh, Mumbai, Srinagar, Kolkata, and New Delhi. And we have regional research centers at Allahabad and Silchar, and clinical research units functioning at Meerut, Bhopal, Bengaluru, Burhanpur, Kurnool, and Adarthala. So we have one dedicated literary research institute also, because as traditional medicines are basically based on classical texts, and Unani medicine has got lot of classical texts in Arabic and Persian language, and this dedicated literary research institute is working on that aspect, preserving those manuscripts and translating them into Urdu, Hindi, and English languages, and some foreign languages also. So we have drug standardization research units also, research institute also in Ghaziabad and Aligarh. This is the snapshot statewide network. Almost we are there all over India. Our services are available. So this is the upcoming infrastructures. That is, we are growing. What we have just shown, that we are bringing up a building of RIM Silchar, RIM Mumbai, and NIM Ghaziabad, satellite campus of NIM Bengaluru. And we are also working for one National Research Institute in Faridabad. Just to show you, this is the upcoming building, and we have just shifting in it and got the possession of this building. This, we have constructed a pharmacy block at RIM Chennai. This is at RIM, this is our building at RIM Silchar coming up. This is the upcoming satellite campus in NIM Ghaziabad. This is also will be inaugurated shortly. It's there. This is just to show that we have got, this common patronage, and we are growing, and we are bringing up more, infrastructure for Unani system of medicine. CCRM is involved in robust research program and activities. And this is the program which we are mainly carrying out: preclinical and clinical pharmacologic research, fundamental research, drug standardization research program, survey and cultivation, literary research, and IC activities. So in preclinical, we are conducting toxicological and pharmacological studies for classical as well as new drugs. These are conducted through our two centers, one at Hyderabad and one in Srinagar. These are some of the glimpses of our pharmacology laboratory at RRIM Srinagar. This has been developed under a DST project. You can see our scientists working over here. Then we are also involved in clinical research program. And main objective of this program is to document safety and efficacy of pharmacopoeial and classical Unani drugs. So we are doing clinical pharmacopoeial validation of classical formulations. And the second part is also new drug development for emerging diseases and diseases of national importance. Then we are also doing collaborative research under expression of interest scheme. And basically, this is to establish firm linkages with state-of-art of institutions of excellence, which have expertise and facilities, and to generate adequate statistical data, and to make scientific exploration of our systems with interdisciplinary approaches. These are some of our important collaborative institutes. CCRM has signed agreement with these institutes: NIPER Hyderabad, AIIMS, Yadavpur University, MU, Vallabhbhai Patel Chess Institute, Jamia Millia Islamia, Jamia Hamdard, Mumbai University, and there are many other institutes also. So we collaborate, openly with our other premium institutes also. This is the example of some of the collaborative studies we are carrying out. For example, comparing the clinical efficacy and safety of modern medicine and Unani medicine, then experimental studies. Then we are also into redesigning of dosage, doing pharmacokinetic stability and quality control studies on Archiat of Unani Pharmacopoeia. This is just to show you what we are doing with after collaborating with our modern counterparts. Then fundamentals is a strong, foundation for this Unani system of medicine and other Ayush system also. So we are trying to provide scientific basis to the fundamentals of Unani system of medicine. For example, our humoral theory and temperaments, and to validate the theories of fundamental research in the light of genetic, biochemical, and physiological and pathological parameters. These are some of the titles of the studies, like genetic studies on theory of humors with special reference to healthy volunteers, then genetic studies on theory of humors with special reference to cancer and other Salavi-related diseases. So we are looking at molecular approach also for understanding Unani pharmacy, genetic study of liver metabolism, effect of Unani formulation on diabetic mellitus. So these are the recent research trends of CCRM. So we are into new drug development for emerging diseases, evaluation of efficacy of Unani drugs in neurodegenerative diseases like dementia, we are into redesigning of dosage forms of the Unani drugs, especially for our diabetic population. As we are aware, most of our formulation are sugar-based. So for our diabetic population, we are redesigning the dosage forms. And then we are finding prophylactic solutions for lifestyle disorders and immunomodulatory role of Unani drugs, shelf life studies of various Unani formulations. And we are also into public health related activities. We have received significant leads in vitiligo, hepatitis, sinusitis, bronchial asthma, rheumatoid arthritis, eczema, psoriasis, duodenal ulcer, and filariasis, to name a few. And we have obtained 17 patents, and 7 patents have been applied for, and we are hopeful to get it soon. This is just to show that our clinical institutes are also involved in Ilaj with Tadbir, regimen therapies, and we are offering it through our peripheral institutes. Like wet cupping, dry cupping, fire cupping, leaching, and other regimental therapy, especially for diseases which are mentioned here. Then we are also into technology transfer and commercialization, and we have transferred through NRDC to industries for 16 coded Unani formulations developed by Council, and transfer of technologies in process for 2 Unani products from bronchial asthma and psoriasis with Agni. And other products being developed for commercialization are, we have done one preclinical study completed on Unani toothpaste, and we have signed recently our Director General has signed an agreement with NIPER Hyderabad for transfer of technology. And then we have also completed preclinical study on Unani kit patent medicines, and the initiatives are being taken for clinical studies, and thereafter the commercialization will be carried out. Then under drug standardization research program, which is a very important component, where we are evolving pharmacopoeial standards of single drug and Unani formulations, included in various volume of National Formulae of Unani Medicine, an essential drug list. So I just want to mention here, earlier Dr. Santosh Joshi was saying that we should have Unani essential drug list. It's very much there. Ministry of Ayush has already brought out an essential drug list for Unani system of medicine. And we are doing estimation of heavy metals, microbial load, aflatoxin contents, and pesticide as per the mandate provided. And Council is upgrading its various laboratories with state-of-art facilities and instruments over there. Snapshot of our pharmacopoeias, our national formularies. Then CCRUM is bringing standards in healthcare services. So our Director General has, initiated after joining that we should bring in, NABH accreditation for providing quality health services. And our institute at Hyderabad has already obtained NABH accreditation. And just to add, our National Institute of Unani Medicine, Bengaluru, is also already accredited. And our five more peripheral institutes of CCRM are in the process of acquiring NABH accreditation. So in Hyderabad, we also have a GMP certified drug manufacturing unit. And recently, one more drug manufacturing unit has been set up at RRI in Chennai. And we have a DTL for analysis of vaso drugs established at Chennai and is in process of establishment at DSRI Ghaziabad. And we are in process of getting NABL accreditation for our laboratories in Hyderabad and Chennai. So this is the snapshot of our TTL in Chennai, which is approved by State Drug Licensing Authority. These are our scientists working there. This is the snapshot of DSRI Ghaziabad. Then CCRM is also outsourcing state-of-art facilities. For example, for analysis of ASU samples as per parameters laid down in pharmacopoeia of drug testing laboratories of CCRM. This is done at RRM Chennai and DSRI Ghaziabad. Then outsourcing of preclinical studies also, acute and subacute, using available facility developed under DST funded projects at Srinagar and Hyderabad. This is done as per procedures laid down by the policymakers. Then coming to survey and cultivation of medicinal plants, everyone knows that conservation and sustainable use is very important. These are the backbones of our traditional system of medicine as well as Unani system of medicine. So our team has done ethnobotanical surveys in 195 different forest divisions of 15 states across the country, and more than 1 lakh plant specimens covering 5,250 plant species have been collected and identified. We are also collecting 9,500 folklore claims, and these have been documented and published, and maintaining, herbarium sheets, and we are also digitizing them. So coming to our another important research program, which I was mentioning, we have a dedicated research institute in Delhi for literary research program. So it is involved in translation of Unani classical books, data, and it's maintaining the database for Unani manuscripts. We have brought out standard Unani medical terminologies and standard Unani treatment guidelines for common diseases. So our literary team is also working, for preservation and promotion of source material, which is available on Unani system of medicine, and translating it in the language, which is prevalent right now. For example, Arabic, Persian into Urdu or Hindi, English, or other foreign languages. Then we are also into documentation and publication, and we bring out, as our respected DG sir has informed, 2 journals. They are listed in UGC care list, Hippocratic Journal of Unani Medicine and Jahannatim. We are bringing out our newsletter, annual report. Then in each program, we are bringing out, publication as per the work carried out by them. For example, in drug standardization program, we are bringing out pharmacopoeias, formulary, and physicochemical standards of Unani formulation, standardization of single drugs of Unani medicine, chemical investigation of some Unani medicine plant, chemistry of medicine plant. Same with other programs. So our officers are also engaged in IC related activities through its peripheral institutes. As per the mandate provided by Ministry of Ayush, we participate in Arogyas, Mela, exhibitions, we conduct training programs, we organize seminar, conferences, workshop, webinars, Unani Day, I think all are aware. We are, that's our annual event, great event. It comes on 11th Feb. We organize it, and there's participation of industry also in that. We dedicate a panel discussion, especially for industry, academia, and researchers. Then we also participate in Jan Andolan campaign, Ayush for Immunity campaign, Poshan Abhiyan, IDY, International Day of Yoga related activities, as per the mandate provided by Ministry of Ayush. As our respected DG sir has informed, we have co-located ourselves in some of the major government allopathic hospitals. This is a snapshot of those hospitals. We are at Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital, Deen Dayal Upadhyay Hospital, Safdarjung Hospital, and we are also at other important centers like Ayush Wellness Center and Unani Clinic at All India Institute of Ayurveda. We also played active role during COVID-19 pandemic, as was highlighted by our Director General sir. So we conducted 7 studies on COVID-19, and there were population-based studies, there were study on prophylactic interventions. We did add-on study, one in Karol Bagh, AN Tibbiya College in collaboration with ANU Tibbiya College, Karol Bagh, another one with Safdarjung Hospital. We also conducted in silico screening of 4 different Unani formulations, and we standardized Ayush Joshanda, and standardization of Unani Joshanda was done through our RRI, our institute at Chennai. We brought out publications also related to COVID-19, and that is been uploaded in the National Repository on Ayush on COVID-19. So these are the snapshot of some of the Unani medicine-based advisories brought out by Ministry of Ayush. So based on diet and lifestyle guidelines for promoting immunity during COVID-19 pandemic, and Unani medicine-based preventive measures for self-care during COVID-19 pandemic, and guidelines for Unani practitioners for COVID-19 patients in home isolation. And Ministry of Ayush has also provided training to Unani professionals during this COVID-19 pandemic also. Then Ministry of Ayush has also brought out Ayush Sanjeevani app, which was basically for understanding the measures adopted by public for enhancing immunity and keeping themselves healthy. And this captured the data for presence of Unani prophylactic measures also, or usage by the general public and population. Then ministry also launched COVID helpline, and we had a Unani component in that. Option 4 was for Unani, and the ministry also provided training to Unani professionals for using this platform of COVID helpline. Then our officers were also involved in distribution of Ayush 64 campaign of Ministry of Ayush, and it was distributed through our 16 peripheral centers. And we also participated in Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, where our peripheral institutes distributed Khamira Parvari as per the mandate provided by Ministry of Ayush. We also distributed Unani guidelines for lifestyle, including dietary modifications to general population. Coming to the international scenario, so a delegation led by respected Secretary Ayush Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha ji and our respected Professor Asim Ali Khan ji, DG, had gone to Iran, and an MOM was signed during that in the field of traditional medicine. An MOU for cooperation in the field of traditional medicine was signed between CCRUM and Avicenna Tajik State Medical University. This was in fact signed in the presence of Honorable President of India. And NMOU, as informed by our respected DG sir, has been signed between CCRUM and Hamdard University, Bangladesh. And very shortly, a chair is going to be deputed there, has been identified. It's in process. He'll be joining shortly. And MOU for setting up Unani chair at University of Western Cape, South Africa, has been signed. And one professor was deputed there for 3 years. He had worked over there, and we'll be exploring more modalities soon. Then we are also involved in the World Health Organization related initiatives. So we are working in developing benchmarks for training in Unani medicine and developing benchmarks for practice in Unani medicines. Our officers are giving inputs, and this is being basically the mandate of WHO. WHO has signed, Ministry of Ayush has signed an agreement with WHO, and under that work is being carried out for all Ayush systems, including Unani system of medicine. We are also developing benchmarks for international Unani terminology. And basically, we are also working, we have developed national Unani morbidity codes. This will help us in inclusion in international classification of diseases, 11th chapter, ASU chapter on traditional medicine. The aim is basically international classification of diseases are globally used diagnostic tool for epidemiology, health management, and clinical purposes. So we are working toward it along with Ayurveda and Siddha. Then in our conferences and events, WHO representation is there. So regional advisors and traditional medicine experts, they participate. And we have published standard Unani terminologies. It's basically, after that, we are working on international Unani terminology. So this is the snapshot of the existing benchmarks for training in Unani medicine. This is under revision process, but these are there launched by WHO, and it can be utilized by other countries if they want to regulate the practice of Unani medicine and preventing practice by unqualified practitioners. So it requires a proper system of training, examination, and licensing. So it highlights, 3 types of training program: one for who have completed high school education or equivalent, other one for those with prior medical or other health professional training, and the third one is the supplementary education required for existing technicians who have learned Unani medicine through a recognized family tradition, but who may have had little or no formal training in Unani medicine. This is under revision process. So we are also participating in Global Health Foundation, Geneva. So our Director General CCRUM, he participated, he was nominated by Ministry of Ayush to participate in parallel plenary session on basics of Unani medicine and integration with modern medicine. So we had an interactive deliberations over there. So a team from World Health Organization visited our Literary Research Institute, which I was mentioning. It's based in Delhi, currently located Jamia Millia Islamia. So this is the team from WHO has visited us, and they wanted to understand how we are working and developing terminologies and collecting data on morbidity codes and implementing Ayush Hospital Management Information System, HMIS, which we call. Then this is the, again, WHO working group meeting and reviewing the WHO documents. CCRM is also in mainstream print media. This we are in India Today, this in THIP magazine. And then we are also in social media. We are on FB, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. So we are keeping the pace along with our other organization, sister organization under Ministry of Ayush. So just to show you glimpses of some important landmark events. So recently, very recently, our Honorable Union Minister of Ayush, Shri Sarvananda Sonowalji, he visited Jammu and Kashmir and inaugurated first BMS course at Gandhar College. And this was inaugurated on 16 September 2021. And our respected Special Secretary, Shri Pramod Kumar Pathak ji, and our respected DG, Professor Asim Ali Khan, also accompanied him. So this college was launched there. And he also visited our peripheral institute in Srinagar. Then respected Secretary Ayush along with Honorable Minister, they visited our council. This is just to show the pattern and the support we get from the leaders in ministry. They motivate us and they provide us all the support which is required, and they take review and guide us from time to time. Again, is visiting our headquarters, Honorable Minister. He earlier Shri Kiran Rijiju ji, when he was taking additional charge of Ayush, also visited our institute in Srinagar. This is our Unani Day in 2021, just to show that we get support and patronage from who's who in Ayush system. So just to show you this. Then this in 2020. Honorable Union Minister Shri Rajnath Singh ji was there along with our other Honorable Minister Shri Dr. Jitendra Singh ji and our Ayush Minister Nayak ji. So just to show you that we have got that patronage and support from ministry, and at annual level we are doing this event at Vigyan Bhavan. Then our DG sir welcoming our respected secretary sir. And then here also all the respected dignitaries, ministers present in our Unani Day, respected madam when she was Governor Manipur, and our Honorable Minister Naqvi sir and Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, they all graced the occasion. Then this is the laying of foundation stone of National Institute of Unani Medicine at Ghaziabad. This building is already, this almost at completion level and will be inaugurated soon. So this is the visit of Secretary Sir and our Director General to Iran, where we had bilateral meeting, and then we discussed how we can take it forward, and then we shared the literature, and we are working toward it to how to take forward the work in the area of Unani medicine. Then there's a delegation visiting from United Kingdom, our council, and our DG Sir welcoming Dr. David Tredinnick, Member of Parliament UK. And this is the upgradation of our premium institute. It's in Hyderabad. It's popular at national and international level for working for skin disorders. This has been upgraded and inaugurated by Honorable Minister in 2019. And this is the inauguration of MD course. And this is we are signing an MOU with NRDC. And this is signing of MOU with NIPER Hyderabad. Participation in UDMA, Unani Drug Manufacturing Association. In fact, annually our DG sir is participating in this, and along with our officers in this event. Then this is the inauguration of Unani Medical Center at Safdarjung Hospital, New Delhi. And this is the inauguration of Ayush Wellness Center, where all the component of traditional system of medicines are there. Our honorable, the then honorable president inaugurating. So to conclude, WHO acknowledges the contribution of traditional and complementary medicine to health, wellness, people-centered healthcare, and universal health coverage, and seeks to bring traditional medicine into the mainstream of healthcare appropriately, effectively, and above all, safely. So integration of Unani medicine and other traditional medicine in healthcare delivery system is the key for universal health coverage. And India has set a good example of integration of Ayush system, including Unani systems in mainstream healthcare. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Ghazala. Thank you for yet another comprehensive presentation on the Unani system of medicine and what CCRUM has been doing actively in promoting the Ayush system of medicine. Thank you so much. Now, I think we have had a lot of number of presentations and deliberations on the subject of Ayush medicine and how would it be integrated in the system of healthcare delivery system. I think now we have our co-chair, Mr. Jitendra Sodhi, who is the co-chair of the Ayush committee. And I can't see any who would be giving a vote of thanks. Before that, I would like to check any question, which I don't think. There's one question which has come in the chat box because we have had very comprehensive presentations and details. So I don't think there is any kind of lacuna which is left in their mind. So maybe there's a question on present integration gives an impression of sharing one roof. Is there anything more to do in this regard? There's a question from Mr. Gulamuddin Sofi.
Question of, sorry, can you say that again?
This is, he's written present integration of maybe Unani medicine, he means to say. Present integration gives impression of sharing under one roof, sharing one roof. Is there anything more to do in this regard?
So if he's referring to co-location or availability of option of availing one of the Ayush system and making it available under one roof, yes, that is required. But apart from that, it is equally important to have standalone facilities also.
Right. You're right. Thank you so much. I think we have had a very good session, this evening, and most of all the delegates would have actually taken a lot of inputs from your presentations and deliberations. Now,
I hope I have stopped sharing my screen, or is
no, you haven't. Please, you can stop sharing your screen.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to do.
Thank you so much. Now, I would request our...
also.
Thank you. We are trying to become tech friendly now.
No, actually, I thought it's done. Sorry.
Right. Thank you so much. Now, we would like to invite our co-chair, Mr. Jitendra Sodhi, to kindly present his formal vote of thanks for the day. Mr. Jitendra Sodhi, over to you, sir. You are on mute, sir. You are on mute.
Thank you, Dr. Nasir Jamal. Thank you very much. On behalf of PhD, I would like to thank you, our chief guest, Professor Asim Ali Khan Sahib, Advisor Unani Director General, CCRUM, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, and Padam Bhushan Vaidya Devendra Trigunaji, Patron of AMAM, President of All India Ayurvedic Congress, and Ayurveda Mahasammelan for sharing their thoughts. I would also like to thank you, our President, Mr. Pradeep Multani, and all eminent speakers, Dr. Muhammad Khalid Saab, Assistant Drug Controller, Government of NCT of Delhi, Dr. Ghazala Javed, Research Officer, CCRUM, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, Dr. Santosh Santoshi, Co-Chair Ayush Committee and General Manager, Hamdard Laboratories. And today's session moderator, Dr. Nasir Jamal Saab, and in absentia, Mr. Vivek Sehgalji. Unani system of medicine is basically originated from Greece and has been introduced in India by Arabs and Persian settlers. It has been accepted worldwide because of its easy availability, cheaper, and relatively safer than other conventional systems. The Unani system of medicine is one of the oldest systems of medicine that aims at preservation of health, management of diseases, and restoration of healthy lifestyle. It provides preventive, promotive, curative, rehabilitative healthcare with holistic approach. In present era, the demand for traditional Indian medicine has been increased tremendously in India and abroad. Traditional medicine has maintained its popularity in various Asian countries like China and Japan. The Unani system of medicine is holistic in nature. It takes entire constitution of the individual and lifestyle into the account for diagnosing and prescribing the treatment. Physicians select the drug and regimen according to the temperament of patients and nature of disease. The third area of Unani system of medicine is management of chronic and lifestyle diseases. I would also like to thank Ayush Herbs Private Limited, Association of Manufacturers of Ayurvedic Medicine, AMAM, for their continuous support and organizing these interactive webinars. On behalf of PhD Chamber, I once again thank you all the eminent dignitaries, all the participants, all the partners, speakers, delegates for patient listening. It was a very knowledgeable session. I hope that not only industry gains the knowledge, but also there was a lot of mutual learning. Thank you very much once again. And thank you, PhD, for doing this webinar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Ghazala. Thank you, Dr. Khalid.
Thank you.
Dr. Joshi. Thank you, my colleague.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.